Folks, I think it's time for us to discuss this matchup. I did my full preview yesterday, but now I kind of want to jump in to my overall prediction of exactly how I feel that this team is going to perform on an individual basis, how the offense is going to perform, how individual players are going to perform, and some of the best bets, some things that I'm really liking for this upcoming matchup. But as you can see, the Buffalo Bills are clear favorites against the Carolina Panthers. If you haven't seen already, the Buffalo Bills are -7.5 favorites in Carolina as we speak. I'm not sure if it has something to do with the fact that more than likely that we're going to be seeing Andy Dalton as their starting quarterback. Maybe that gives us a bit extra juice. But as you can see, each and every single analyst over at NFL Network has picked the Buffalo Bills. You have a 28-17 by Daniel Jeremiah. You have 27-20, 31-23, 26-21. You can read, but it's pretty clear that Buffalo is the heavy favorites for this game. Now, if you really want me to get into my deep preview of this game, where I ultimately ended up pointing out some things I think Buffalo is going to be able to take advantage of, I encourage that you check out my stream from yesterday, where I told you everything that there is needed to know about this Carolina Panthers team defensively and offensively. But I kind of wanted to revisit it because I said a pretty ballsy statement on TikTok and on Instagram. It's at @RealDanMitchell, by the way, if you want to follow me there. But I'm very confident that this Buffalo Bills offense has a lot of favorable matchups against the Carolina Panthers, specifically when it comes into the trenches. Now, when you look at the Carolina Panthers, I do want to give them credit for what they do well. And what the Carolina Panthers do well is that they are a top 3 run defense in the league. They ended up holding the second best, most efficient running back in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys sort of committee, to a very conservative amount of production. We've seen James Cook, right? He looked great for the first 4 weeks. Then Joe Brady all of a sudden completely got him out of the equation. I'm curious to see if Buffalo still tries to test this run defense. But how Buffalo ultimately ends up winning this game is by taking advantage of the clear mismatch that the Buffalo Bills offensive line has against the Carolina Panthers pass rush. Folks, when you look at this pass rush in Carolina, they are 32nd in the NFL for pressure percentage. They are 32nd in the NFL for total pressures. They only have 51 pressures on the season. And a team that you would see that struggles in creating organic pressure, you would assume that they would blitz a lot so that they could make up for it, right? Not the case whatsoever. They are 27th in the league for blitz percentage, 28th in total blitzes. So this team does not or is not capable of generating a lot of pressure. Last week was a different story. They finally went off. Derek Brown is somebody you really need to give respect to. But you have to look at where the Buffalo Bills offensive line is compared to the pass rush that they have been putting up collectively all season long. And you also need to account for the fact that Josh Allen is more than likely going to be in a clean pocket more often than not. The Carolina Panthers are 32nd in the NFL for allowing opposing quarterbacks a clean pocket, dead last in the league. When you look at Spencer Brown, you look at Osiris Torrance, McGovern, Edwards, Dion Dawkins, these guys have the advantage. What's the most important thing to make sure that your offense goes? That's the trenches, and the Buffalo Bills have that figured out. Some of you might come up and say, oh, Dan, what about last Monday? How was that? Okay, we were talking about a team that was top 3 in pressure rate, and we were talking about a team that blitzes more than any team in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers don't do that. So one could assume, based off of all of the information that we have been able to collect about this team already, that the Buffalo Bills offensive line should win. Now, obviously, as we started at the beginning of this episode, no penalties, for the love of God. No holding, all right? Like, don't feel like you need to hold in any specific situations because this team's not generating a lot of pressure. I'm looking at you, Dion Dawkins. I'm looking at you, Spencer Brown. For the love of God, do not hold anybody. Play some clean football. You already have the advantage in your pass pro. You take advantage of that. So with all the protection that I foresee Josh Allen having, what exactly is this team going to do, and who do I think they need to target? Well, let me tell you what. This guy right here, J.C. Horn, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, if you were to ask me. He was, for about 5 minutes, the highest paid guy at the position until Derek Stingley got his contract. So the Panthers got an absolute deal on this young man. They really, really did. He's leading the team right now with 3 interceptions. Out of all of the other interceptions, you have DJ Wanham got one. You have an edge rusher that ultimately ended up getting an interception. And then I want to say Smith Wade also ended up adding to the interception. 6 total turnovers this year from the team. Not really a lot in havoc percentage or havoc rate, which is their propensity of being able to take the football away. It's literally just J.C. Horn that you need to worry about, right? And he's not a guy that travels either, which is something I always like putting out. He's not going to be traveling on our hottest wide receiver. If Dalton Kincaid starts going off, he's not going to move off of the boundary and follow Dalton Kincaid. If Khalil Shakir starts going off, he's not going to follow Khalil Shakir. That's not how he is built. So when I see PFF suggesting that Keon Coleman is probably going to be lined up alongside him on the line, perfect. Because I don't want Keon Coleman to have more than 2 targets this game. No disrespect to Keon Coleman, but I am completely off of the train at this point. I don't think it's his fault. I just think that this team, this coaching staff is trying to make him and prove to the world that he was the right pick. All right? Like, you're going up against the guy where Keon Coleman has been getting his lunch eaten for the vast majority of the season going off. Let him be on Horn Island all game. I'm completely fine with limiting targets to Keon Coleman for the game. And why wouldn't you? Because you have some clear matchups that I think Buffalo can take advantage of. Number one, I want to talk about their safeties right here. You have Nick Scott, and then you also have Morig as well, right? Like, this team runs a lot of zone coverage, and this team runs a lot of 2 high safety sets. So if there's any game where I can see the Buffalo Bills really trying to punish the middle of the field right here with Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid, and dare I say our good friend James Cook in the pass game, I think this is a recipe for success for this Buffalo Bills offense to get right. I genuinely believe that this is the case. Now, you're probably going to wonder, like, hey, Dan, what should our strategy be for the offense? Well, let me tell you what. It's very hard for me to put together a plan because I think that the Buffalo Bills defense is script-oriented. I don't think we can go into a game. I don't think we have the personnel where we can look at the defense and be like, hey, boys, and so y'all are going to win this game for us, right? Maybe they could, but I haven't seen a lot of proof that they can do it for 4 full quarters. I haven't, unfortunately. So, realistically, when I look at this, if you want to stop the Carolina Panthers from running the football, then you need to let this offense go off. Like, you need to let Josh Allen, James Cook, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid to score at will. And like I just pointed out, like, this team has no excuse not to take advantage because we are a better team. Like, we are a better team on paper. What we do well, on the opposite side, the Carolina Panthers do not do well. Like, we have a great offensive line, quality and pass protection. They have a defensive line that's dead last in the NFL for creating pressure. No excuse. No penalties. Play a clean game. March down the field and score. Force them to abandon the run. Force them to say, okay, now I need to win a shootout. Now I need to win in a shootout against Josh Allen. That's our best defensive play right there, folks. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm certainly encouraged with the fact that we have Ogunjobi back in the lineup. Like, this is big. Like, this is big. We're going to be able to rotate him. We're going to be able to rotate Deion Walker. You have Ed Oliver as the 3-tech right here. He's probably going to be seeing a hell of a lot of snaps on Sunday, allowing him to eat. So great. say, for example, that you can clip the run game a little bit and like make us feel confident, that's great. That's good to go. I just don't have that confidence in this squad yet. Like, what can Benford do against Leggett? Like, what can Trey White do against McMillan? Probably, probably not a lot. So what do we do? We make sure we outscore them. We make sure that we say, all right, like, y'all want to win this game, you have to abandon the run, and you need to win in the shootout against Josh Allen. There's no excuse. Take care of the football and make it happen. Now, I am interested in discussing what some of my best bets are for the game right before I end up getting into my final prediction for this overall matchup. And let's go ahead and check this out, because like we were talking about some of the weaknesses, some of the strengths, and why I think that Buffalo is going to have the advantage. This is what I have right here. Starting off, I have Keon Coleman under 43.5 receiving yards. I don't think the Buffalo Bills are going to continue to force the ball to Keon Coleman. I don't. At least for now. I think that Josh Allen is starting to lose trust in targeting him in key situations. He's going to be against J.C. Horn. I don't think that Keon is going to have more than 3 receptions all game. And dare I say 3 targets. So I think the under 43.5 receiving is all but a lock. I have Khalil Shakir over 4.5 receptions. There are a lot of things you can take advantage of with their linebackers in coverage and also their safeties in coverage. Avoid J.C. Horn like the plague, and you're going to be going up against Smith Wade, a slot corner in which that I think Khalil Shakir has the clear advantage. So give me over 4.5 receptions. I think Josh looks for him more often than not, especially since Palmer is out and not playing. I have James Cook over 93.5 all-purpose. And you're probably just like, oh, Dan, listen, like you need to respect this Carolina Panthers run defense. I do. But I think Joe Brady, after some self-proclaimed self-scouting during the bye week, I have a feeling James Cook has a couple of receptions this game. In fact, dare I say, Cook is going to have 4 receptions this game, which is going to help equal 93.5 all-purpose. I still think that Buffalo rolls the dice and attempts to run James Cook. Regardless of whatever run defense he's going up against, he's still putting up 4.5 yards per carry. I think that he's going to be a piece of this game, attempting to open up the pass game. So next up, I have Josh Allen, well over 223.5 passing yards. I have him cracking 300. I really do, man. Like, you have a quarterback's best case scenario as far as more than likely having a clean pocket more times than not. 72.5% of the time, the Carolina Panthers provide a clean pocket for all opposing quarterbacks. That is dead last in the NFL. That is going to give him all the time in the world to look for James Cook in the passing game, Kincaid, and or Khalil Shakir. So I love Josh Allen over 223.5. Rico Dowdle, well over 53.5 rushing yards. Like, let's just bet against this run defense. So we're in the business of making money over here. So you might as well, go on ahead and bet Rico to go over. I'm interested to see how the snap share is going to look like between Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. But when the Buffalo Bills are on average allowing 5 explosive runs per game, you could only assume that that number is pretty easily attainable. And last but not least, I have the Buffalo Bills covering -7.5. I have that going down. That is my overall thought process of the best bets of the game. Now, what's my prediction? So what do I think that this Buffalo Bills team, and do I think that we're going to win this game? I do. I think that Buffalo goes out there and we put on an offensive clinic. And so I think that we're wildly efficient offensively. And so I think that we are going to be seeing James Cook ignited in the passing game. I think this is a big Khalil Shakir. I think this is also a big Dalton Kincaid game. By incorporating James Cook and all running backs into the passing game, I think that that makes the Carolina Panthers completely abandon the spy where a lot of defenses have been trying to implement, which is going to open up Josh Allen in the run game. I really think this is when Buffalo's offense wakes up and we see the same Buffalo Bills offense that we saw for the first 4 weeks of the season. It's a 2-week skid that happens each and every single year. And I think that this offense is about to go absolutely insane. As far as the Carolina Panthers, as far as their offensive production, more than likely going to see Andy Dalton. I'm not buying in that video of watching Bryce Young jog into the practice facility. From what I'm hearing, sounds like that's just smoke. He's not going to play. It's Andy Dalton. I am going to give the Panthers 17 points. And I am going to give the Buffalo Bills 35. You're probably going to be like, Dan, how is this defense only going to allow 17 points? Well, the past two second halves of football, we have only allowed 9 points to our opponents. So like it or not, as much as you hate on the Buffalo Bills, all of their explosive runs have been in the first half of games, and all of the considerable amount of points that they have let up have been in the first half. So I believe that Buffalo goes on an absolute tear, 35 points, and the Carolina Panthers score 17, and the Buffalo Bills then improve to 5-2, and a lot of the doomers and gloomers completely disappear. And all of the 12-year-old trolls go back to Fortnite, and we go from there. That is it. I need to give a giant shout out to our good friends, Sleeper. Folks, Sleeper, bar none, the best player prop platform on the market today. Signing up gets you $20 just for signing up, folks. No deposit needed. If you decide to put a deposit down, they're matching it up to 100%, all the way up to $100. Simple process. Just pick 2 to 5 players, accurately predict if they are going above and or below their metrics, and you could see returns up to 1,000x your play. You do not want to miss out on Sleeper, folks. They are doing wonderful, incredible things over there. Go sign up so you don't miss out.